Hey, what's up guys? Tony here from Tucker Speed again. Wanted to talk to you about another product we've added on the website that we're super excited about. A product that I've personally tested. I've been running this thing on my Bagger Racing League bike for the last 2 years. So we've ran it through the ringer, tested it. It's, that's the ultimate test right there. So the Alloy Art full billet aluminum swing arm for 2009 to present touring models. This is actually their new Gen 3 swing arm, so it's actually a little newer and more refined than the version I'm running. But I wanted to give you a rundown on some of the new changes and what to expect on this thing. But some of the main things they've done is they've changed the geometry on the swing arm. They've also restructured a few things that actually shed a little bit of weight, but also made it stronger. So it's kind of win-win in that aspect. One of the areas they really changed was this front cross member. They machined out the bottom side of it a little bit differently, redesigned that cross member, which added some rigidity, shed some weight there, so it was a big upgrade. Another change they added is they beefed up the lip for the bearing bore, or the little lip inside there where the bearing bottoms out, just to kind of add a little more strength and make it easier to install, setting that bearing in the correct place. So. One thing to note, when we installed this on our race bike, we did weigh it compared to the stock swing arm, and it did shed, it was like 7 to 8 pounds compared to the stock one. So a lot lighter and more rigid, and looks way cooler than stock. So looks, weight, strength, it's all a bonus there. So talking about some more of the updates that they did to the Gen 3, they changed the rear axle block design. They lengthened the adjustment space to add more length for adjustment. The axle plates have dual axle locations. The front location is closest to stock, and then the rear hole is a +2 setup, so you can kind of modify your geometry that way. They also integrated the top, or the shock mount into the top of the swing arm versus being a bolt-on design like what I'm running, and added a third location. So that's a nice upgrade there. The back sides of the shock mounts are recessed. It has a slim nylock nut that goes on the back side, so everything's nice and flush. You don't run into clearance issues with like a sprocket or pulley or brake rotor, or nothing sticking into the swing arm and causing clearance issues there. The other upgrade they did is on the right side axle block. The axle nuts actually recessed into the block, which is making a really slim profile on the right side. So. And one of the reasons I mentioned that is some of you guys that are running baggers with tall suspension, and then you're running a long exhaust system, you're going to have a clearance issue with the axle nut and the muffler. So this is one way to kind of help alleviate some of those issues and get rid of that clearance issue there. So that's a really smart and nice design that they did there. The other option here is it does come with a stock brake caliper brake stay. This is removable if you're not running the stock setup, but if you're running stock, or even a setup for a radial caliper that uses a stock style brake stay, that plate's there if needed. And then there's a couple of extra holes for like custom applications. So there's options for custom or stock setup there. And then one of the last upgrades they made to this is on the rear. They added some mounts for a bike stand. So whether it's race application or street application, you can use a bike stand to pick the rear end up and get it off the rear wheel, doing tire services or whatever. So this is a product that I'm super stoked about. Like I said, I run it on my personal bike. I put it to the test. It's a company we really like to work with, Alloy Art, made in the USA products. High quality stuff, so check it out on the website.